au quotidien. C'est sur Taïwan.
SonarFeed! Woo! Welcome to SonarFeed! Episode 252. Hey now, there's no all-stars. Welcome, folks. Yeah. Glad to be back. Hello there. I love that contrast.
What's up?
That's awesome.
How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. 9 points in a week.
How you doing?
Someone here making the right call.
At least one person.
Yes.
So that's
Sorry.
kind of cool.
I'm here, but there was some issues with this.
There was a technology problem.
Yep, I think I fixed it.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Smallwood's Harvest. Final hour hot sauce.
7 million Scoville.
How are you feeling? You just had like
Yeah.
a radish full.
It was fine.
This is
No joke though, I'm like a 14.
yeah.
Like when you go into places and they have like some suicide death thing, I just get that and then
7.1
leave.
million Scoville units. 7.1 million.
It was fine.
Dude, I'm surprised.
I've hung out with you, and what do we have? Oh, we had what did we have last summer with the Berliner fam? Remember?
Oh, the
we, had
pozole.
we had pozole.
Pozole and the hottest hot sauce I had last year. That
Ugo,
shit, dude.
I've been in Mexico City with Ugo when he had like the flu,
Yeah.
and he was sweating more
Yeah.
from this
Yeah, that was
pozole
crazy.
because we were like, we'll just put some more hot sauce in. Yeah. And there were a couple of other people that just abandoned their pozole because they couldn't
Yeah, no,
eat it.
that-
Like
that
you
was-
couldn't doctor it enough.
Yeah, dude. I just thinking about it. I'm
So
sweating just thinking about it.
welcome to episode 252 of that SonarFeed thing. We are here at the Berliner Pub downtown Renton.
Ahead of the curve.
Wow,
Woo!
Dave would be super proud.
No question.
But alas, Dave is not here.
He's here in spirit.
He is here in spirit. So, lots of stuff to talk about since we were
Yeah.
here last.
Oh, my God.
6 more really big points for Sounders.
Crazy.
S2
Oh yeah,
rough,
they won.
roughed up,
Woo, woo.
roughed
3-1?
up Vegas.
Was it 3-1 or?
Yeah, it was also 9-11
Roughed up Vegas. We're gonna have two red cards
in the
right?
first half.
2 reds.
Was that with or without Usain Bolt?
He wasn't. no bolt.
Not yet. Not yet.
Although there's a rumor on that guy too
Yeah.
that isn't that team.
Really?
Let's see.
You, sir, a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you.
Wonderful.
What else we got?
Beverages.
Mickey Turner has some cool news.
7.1
Doing more big
Scoville.
things in the world.
Million.
Don't do shots of that.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, I highly
Be
recommend
careful.
not doing it unless you like.
But you do
spicy
have a
stuff.
very nice butt.
No, I'm actually.
Everybody on the internet likes the view
Yeah,
Yeah.
of.
Can you flex a little? Just flex.
Yeah.
folks are. There
Just-
you go.
There you go.
Turn around and wave to our audience at home.
No, you're good.
No, it's funny.
People are requesting it.
Beyond that, I mean, Ugo, you've been doing big things. 2 weeks in a row of Ugo
Yeah,
here.
dude, I'm hyped. Let's
special
go.
treat.
Let's go.
Pretty nuts.
City council meetings got moved. I'm loving it.
I
La
did-
Copita on Saturday.
La Copita,
That
we
was
got to talk
huge.
about. We've got some cool Atom community Sounders
Oh, man.
Land
Yep.
things to
Yep.
dig into.
Some cool stuff.
And that
Uh,
dope shirt. I like that.
it is pretty good.
Yeah, there was a giveaway a couple weeks back at one of the S2 games.
Nice.
And there's meat.
I had some sausages.
Sausages.
That's like the plate you can order that just maximizes the number of sausages.
I'm
right?
now Tom.
That's basically like a.
Would you dare to try
like if you
a
were to
little
just
bit of your
throw away
sausage?
the bread?
Yeah, I didn't.
This would be like what I eat
I,
most days.
yeah, I didn't eat the bread.
Do you want some
It
of that?
looks cool
no,
though.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Dude,
There's a
I'm
radish
so
left.
surprised.
There's
So,
a radish
like,
left. Yeah.
What? I'll eat another.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll do it again.
I'll let you handle that.
Here we go.
Anyway, so someone
Play by
someone,
play. Do some play
someone
by play on
introduce
this.
the
Oh
show.
my
I'm
God,
just
he's
gonna
pouring a 7.1 million. Oh, and it wasn't even like a little tiny drop. It was like, do it, share it, share it.
Oh,
share it. You
yeah,
share it,
look
you
at
share
this.
it.
You want it?
You want some?
Put some on that
oh,
mac
man.
and cheese.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
It's good, dude. I would use that every day.
Oh my God, I'm so disappointed. I was hoping to see tears, and there's no tears anywhere. This was actually a gift from my niece Penny. She brought it from Leavenworth.
It's legit,
Indian food's my favorite.
dude. It's legit.
Flavorful,
But it's meant to
tasty.
be longer,
Gotcha.
not like,
You want to try
bite your
that with
face off
Mick?
stuff.
Mick?
Absolutely not.
No.
Zero
pretty
chance
good.
of that.
I would totally use
hold
that.
the mic closer to your face for our friends.
So, I guess.
Is that better?
So we had
Yeah.
at least two predictions, right? Two
Yeah, I
people
think
said 6
both
points.
Mickey and I said that.
I feel
we
like I
would-
said 4.
I think we both said we would win outright.
Both
Yes.
games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's the first time I've ever been anywhere near right.
what about right wing?
Yeah. Also, never been that.
So since last week on SonarFeed,
Dude, it's been a week.
so away,
90-degree plus weather every
away,
single fucking day.
everyone's
Jesus.
dying. I have literally since last week purchased off-site wine storage because
What?
I cannot guarantee the coolness of wine
Are you
in my
serious?
home. I'm not
Oh
kidding.
my God.
I have a
Dude, that is super
I have a
bougie. I
wine
love it.
refrigerator
I love it.
that cost 4 digits.
Wow.
Like it's the same company that equips like the stadium, like the high-end beer fridges and whatnot, like in the Brome Beer
Yeah,
Garden.
yeah.
It's that company, and that stuff's fine. But I know that like you run the risk in hot weather of those things working too hard. So everything that's not in the wine fridge that like is just fine with a little bit of temperature fluctuation,
Right.
I cannot guarantee its safety at home.
His Twitter name was very purposefully chosen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it
much.
fits, dude. That is the most
I
bougie
was
thing.
so no, but seriously. So the joke there was, Greg and Rob, you know who you are. We were outside Fuel one night, and they decided that I was most likely to burn down an opponent's stadium while drinking really expensive champagne. Hence
Probably
the nickname.
true.
I haven't done it yet. Still time. Allegedly. Anyway, so that happened since last week. But other than that, Sounders, as not great as Wednesday's match was in general, not just Sounders-wise. Like, that was just a clunky game.
Yeah.
But not for nothing. You go away to San Jose, which has been a site of awful things over the last few years.
Yeah, seriously.
That's where Roman Torres went down, 2015. Wow, that seems so much more recent than that. 2015, that's where he went down.
That's where he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yep.
We had people drink all of the liquor of all time at the largest outdoor bar in North America.
So I just realized my microphone wasn't on.
So you haven't been talking at all?
I could
just
hear
heard
myself
it.
through you guys,
Just,
and yeah. Well, when I talk, I don't. I try
So
not
it's
to
like-
pay attention to myself.
That is what Mark wished for Aaron for like an entire year worth of
Yeah.
SonarFeed episodes, and yet it never really worked out.
Well,
So-
I could hear myself because I had the gain up on you guys, so I could hear myself, and I don't pay attention to myself much when I'm talking here because there's this weird audio delay, and so I was kind of tuning myself out anyway.
Don't worry, folks.
we tune you out all the time, so now it's the same.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. So getting back to Wednesday's game, I don't
Yep.
know if I was going to be happy with a draw. Obviously, I did think they could pull out a victory, but
Right. 'cause they're
it's
not the
away.
greatest team right this year, so-
Midweek, you never know what your team's going to start. They're coming back against a team that NYCFC was second in the East,
Yeah, they're
at
second-
least
second
pregame.
right
I
now.
think they still
Yeah.
are, but so you never know what you're going to get. And again, at home, you kind of want to show out for your home fans. temperature or not. Especially a team that they did charter the flight coming out of Orlando after Thursday night's match. So you expected, maybe a couple alterations to that lineup on Wednesday night. Super clunky game. But I got to tell you, if Rui Diaz was going to score a goal in run of play, that's the kind of goal you want to see out of him.
That right there, dude.
Like,
that was so much class.
Up for goal of the week.
Yeah.
Everyone go
I
vote
mean,
if you still care
vote
about that
for
kind of
that.
thing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just,
Vote
I mean,
now.
you just
Somebody go
volleyed
vote
that
right now.
in? Okay.
I'm going
Like,
to go vote for that right now. Thanks.
so, you're never going to complain about a result like
It
that.
was so good because I was in Oregon at like a co-workers after a day-long big meeting at a co-worker's house. All Portland Timbers fan.
Oh,
And I went crazy when we scored that goal. I was like, yeah, you guys better be scared. It was great. It was great, dude.
well, okay. So JJ points out that it was Oba-esque, and what was really weird. So I found a
We're talking about that specific that
The
goal.
Rui Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
yeah. I to watch the game, I found a local broadcast that was streaming. It was the San Jose home broadcast, and for some reason, right after they scored, right after he scored, in like the lower, they put a little picture-in-picture of Oba flipping. It was really strange, and they didn't even talk about it. It just kind of popped up for a couple of seconds, and I'm sure somebody's like, "Oh shit, didn't mean to push that button," but it was just really strange.
It was like, what's a graphic we have for a number 9?
Oba flip.
You can turn the volume down on your computer.
Echo.
If we did that for like 30 seconds,
Friend Pickles.
we then could have just chilled out for a minute and then just let
Caller?
the
Just
show.
see what happens.
Caller,
some
please turn
weird-
down the volume.
If we stop talking and let Hugo's stream finish the show out, would the show finish?
I think it would if I slowed down my episode and then also turned my sound back on.
Okay.
It would just be like this weird
Yes.
recursive
Way
episode.
too metaphysical.
Yeah, and then we could literally just leave,
We call the Schrodinger's
and
speed.
they would still have audio the whole time, but we could just go inside.
We are an echo chamber.
Well, duh. Anyway, back on track.
Yes.
Ish. So, amazing goal from Rui Diaz. Don't have a ton of other things to say about the
Not that game.
performance overall. But the 60, what did I say it was before? 63rd shutout for Stefan Fry.
Nice.
Damn.
So 63rd.
Close to it.
Third?
Almost nice.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is
63
He, is
all.
he now
So he's
officially the
he's
greatest
eighth.
keeper in Sounders history.
He is 8th all time in MLS.
Heads up, people's heads turned up.
Who are 1 through 7? Do we know?
That would require me looking that up.
Keller,
They didn't say in
Burning.
You know,
that
it's weird.
article.
They
Who,
didn't
who are
say
you
that.
reading?
It's Sounder at Heart.
Yeah,
They,
they're shit.
No, but all they did was,
I
yeah.
say yes.
I'm gonna look that up for
Okay,
you right now. Hold on, Major League Soccer records and statistics. Carry the show. I need to do some research, guys.
Yeah, so Eileen points out that away support was pretty good. Even
Oh, yeah.
and even on the local broadcast, they couldn't turn down the Nat sounds on the away support enough.
You could absolutely.
You could
hear
still
ECS.
hear them through. Yeah, so there's no home
Yeah, that's
support, so
another
it's
issue
nice.
Too, but we'll talk about that at some point. Way down the line. ECS was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah.
How many people went?
60 plus, I think, right?
Yeah.
It was a pretty good crowd
Yeah, for a midweek.
for a midweek.
Absolutely.
It sounds like a Billy Joel song. It sounds like Piano Man.
Good
Crowd for a midweek game. Yeah, no, let's stop.
yeah.
I will.
Anyway, so, we could dissect this game, but that sounds super not exciting.
I say the only good thing, Torres got some time.
Yes.
Looked pretty good. Yeah, but beyond that, it was not it was not good. But the defense looked fine, so that's one thing to take away. towards getting some time. Leardom, McCrary looked pretty
Leardom,
good.
I would say, based on yesterday's sub out and moving Roldan, that dude played 3 positions yesterday.
Oh, Roldan was incredible.
Starting Ozzy puts him in a awkward spot, and he still scored a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Then you sub out Ozzy, he moves over.
Yeah.
Then you sub out Leardom, he moves over.
Yeah.
And they did talk about it a bit on the broadcast. I did watch it again last night, and they were like, sort of alluded to the fact that, Brad Evans had been in that role of being able to play a lot of different positions, but kind of the fact that that's not great.
No, not for his development.
And frankly, if you're a national team coach, you're like, stop doing that, please. It's not like he was at risk of not getting minutes, when you're just forcing him onto the field. But
he'll continue to. He's might be their most indispensable player.
Just to come up, and again, some of this may have changed, but this is an article from 2016. The top 5 in shutouts as of 2016. Nick Rimondo is on the top. Wow. Kevin Hartman was second. Joe Cannon third. And between second and third, it was a significant jump, 86 to 112. John Bush, actually surprisingly, in fourth.
He was a pretty good keeper.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have said that. And then Zach Thornton. So there's probably been some changes since then.
I think Bush is coaching in.
I think he's in USL. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's USL.
But Fry's got some players to chase. But as of this point, 2 years ago, Rimondo had double what Fry has now.
Yeah.
Now Fry also missed the better part of 2 seasons before coming to Seattle. So anyway.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Roldan, who looked, was running all over the place.
Absolutely.
He
was everywhere.
Yeah, he was fantastic. And it was interesting on Twitter, Matt Doyle from MLSsoccer.com talked about how Roldan was running all over the place. And I retweeted and with a little bit of snark that it's going to be unfortunate when MLS refuses to give him a TAM contract and he has to leave. And I tried to bring that up in the press conference in a nicer way than that. And Smetzer, all he would say is obviously they hope to have him for a long time to come, which obviously we do because, again, I think he may be the most indispensable player for them. So it'll be interesting to see when his contract's up and because he's got to be done with his rookie contract by now. He signed in 2015, right?
Yep.
15, 16, 17, 18, so maybe next year or this year or next year. He's coming close.
So what you're telling me is that we might lose him?
I don't think they're going to sign him.
Probably, but do not be surprised if you hear rumors of random Team X calling. Eileen, who's in the chat, had actually pulled a number of these things up on the roster and contracts for this year. There's actually a surprisingly large number of players, not really for MLS, but for who you might think is up versus not. It's a lot of Sounders this year.
Oh, yeah.
I
think
Roldan is a very big one.
Yeah, Fry's up. Dempsey. Marshall, I think he signed an extension, but he's kind of year to year, I think, at this point.
Yep.
Just based on his age. And then there's a couple more. If you're in the chat, maybe she's listing them, but those are the major ones.
Yeah, she says more than 5.
Ozzy's up at the end of the year, for sure. They've got...
And we will get to the player speculation portion of the season. We're probably not there just yet because it's weird. We actually have positive things to say.
I know, right?
A lot.
She says it's closer to 12 to 15.
Kind of really quickly, though, on this topic of Roldan and Mickey being in the press conference.
And trolling,
what was
what I was doing.
What was the question that Jordan asked?
Morris did not ask a question. He
didn't?
He just sat there and leered over the people asking questions. I think he was just trying to put Christian off his game. But he just stood there and stared at him, basically. It was quite amusing.
That was fantastic.
And that's another interesting thing we can talk about, too.
Yeah.
Gustav Svensson?
Well, he was awesome as well. I was talking about Morris.
Ozzy Alonso?
Jordan
Morris?
Morris?
Yeah, at practice, Smetcher did not rule out him being back this year.
What?
Really?
It happens.
Yeah. I mean, he had
But
a surgery
the doctor-
in March.
The doctor said no at the beginning of the
Yeah, well, Garth said no. They said he was out for the year, and that has
But I
changed.
think that's also one of those things where you don't know how long you're going to be playing, and I think if they're in a position come November and they're like, you could play. Would it
Again, I would
surprise
put it
you?
like 20%,
0.13%. No,
maybe 20% at the most, and that's if they're advancing in the playoffs. But if they're not, if they don't make the playoffs, then he's not
I
coming
think
back.
we figured out.
Oh my God! What if it comes
Sounders,
back?
if they
and
win
plays more
out,
than
it's
Dempsey?
20 or 30% for the Shield now, right?
That's another one we can talk about
Didn't we
too.
figure
No,
that
if
out
they
last
win out, it's like 99% for the Shield.
Was it really that high?
I think so. I mean, look,
Because suddenly the
Pickles
Sounders
are
have
amazing.
26 points, by the way.
Amazing.
I'm like, I remember when we had 11
Yeah.
for like a week, 2 weeks. We were like, how many points do we have
That's
again?
what 3 wins will do for you.
Yeah, weird.
no, it's a 13.8% chance.
If we win out.
Yep, the remaining 13 games
I mean,
13%
You
chance
know.
of what?
getting the Supporter Shield.
Oh wow!
How far are we behind Atlanta right now? I want to say we're like
Lots.
20 points or so, 18 points. Lots is
a
another
number.
answer.
A number
Atlanta
greater than
has
20.
47.
So 19
So
points.
20.
No,
Oh,
21.
21.
Quick math.
Yeah.
He's a
Yes,
lawyer.
I'm a lawyer, not a mathematician.
Wow. so Thursday night, S2, Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Did you attend?
I was there.
Yeah, weird.
I was there. It was an interesting night.
Awesome.
Awesome.
They look great.
I can't
Even
speak
before
to
the
what happened on the
shenanigans.
field very much because everything in the booth,
Right.
everything in the production booth went sideways at one point in time, starting with my laptop, which we can get to that in a little bit, all the way to the entire rack of every gear piece that runs that show. So if you were paying attention to either the stream or to the in-house feed, you saw it go out for a few seconds because everything shut off. Everything. It was we think it was because it was too hot. We're not 100% sure, so they bought some fans and they're going to hook that up. But yeah. So I can't speak to what was going on the field because I was paying
So what
attention to
you're
the
saying
technical
was-
stuff. Yeah.
I caught.
It was hot.
The first half.
Yep.
Before I boarded my plane back home because I was in bed.
Yeah. I do know what happened right towards the end of the first half.
And I just remember seeing. Nago just going at this kid, just knocking him out almost. It was great. Like just let him have it. There was a little back. and
Didn't they
forth,
start
though.
somebody else too? They started Nagel. Who else?
Strada didn't start.
No.
Alfaro.
Alfaro had played.
Alfaro.
Yeah.
And
And the
the
children.
children.
Oh,
Are you saying that you believe that the children are future?
Don't say it.
that was another interesting thing that Dave brought to the conversation during the broadcast. The U17s won their championship, right? 5 to whatever. 4 of the 5 goals were scored by S2 players.
Damn.
Yeah. So 4 of the 5 U17 players play on the S2 team. Anyways, it was just that I found that interesting.
They looked so much better than they had
Yes.
in the last month. The last 3 games, I think they only won one of them, but at least they looked like they could
So now
hold
we
their own.
Yeah.
And then it was nice to see them get a win
I can't
because
do anymore.
a month ago when they were losing to 10-man teams and
Yeah.
deserving to lose to 10-man teams, it was a little depressing to watch. So it's nice to see them come back and show some improvement, which
Yeah.
is probably just a sign of getting more experience
And playing
and
together.
having a couple of. It's nice to have a couple of veterans down there. Because they don't have any real forwards at the moment, so
Yeah.
it's nice to have someone like Nagel who can go down there. And,
Why did he play down?
I think it's
Minutes.
minutes, and they have no forwards. Chenkam's injured. They have Estrada, but he's the only. That's the only other one they've gotten, and he can't start everyone. Yeah. So as far as
Right.
forwards go, Estrada is it.
Yeah.
At the moment.
I love Estrada, by the way. He is not shy about tweeting socially focused stuff and putting it on his Instagram stuff. The dude.
Oh yeah.
David
Yeah, follow him on Instagram.
Estrada.
Yeah, he does a lot.
But yeah, it was a fun game. There was something I was going to say about it. I completely forgot what it was.
About S2.
Yeah.
Yo, win's always good. Winning is fun.
Yeah.
Winning against a team two who put a bit of a hurting on you
A
the
few
last
weeks
time
prior.
you played is a really big thing.
Yep.
Even if you're not in like a home and home situation, like those kids remember that.
Yeah.
For some of them, I mean, for a lot of those players, it could be their first time they've ever been to Vegas, especially.
I barely remembered it.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember at the beginning of the game, I was talking with Andrew Harvey. We were getting prepped for the game. He's like, just if you haven't been paying attention, this game's going to be a bloodbath. And I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds. You're probably right. I did not realize how much of a bloodbath it was going to be.
Yeah.
They ended the first half with 9 players on the field. 2 red cards.
Yeah.
2 red cards in the first half.
Yeah,
right?
the first red card was a second yellow.
Yeah.
It was a little unfortunate for them because a Sounders player had fouled the guy, and the
No
ref
one
played
cares,
advantage,
Mickey.
And then the guy fouled him and got him.
finish them.
Yes. It was a little unfortunate. The second red card was a red card.
Right.
Give him a nice elbow to the back of the head.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But they looked great even before all that happened. They were clearly the better team. The
Right.
Sounders were, as to was. So it was, like I said, it was really nice to see.
So more victories in Sounders land continued after that.
You
But
know why?
before we-
I know why. I figured out why.
Why?
The Sounders women.
Yeah.
Ever since they won,
All right, I'm gonna try this.
It's been Sounders
just-
women, and then it just is
keeps going.
rolling.
Yep.
How was it? Right?
Just take a swig.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
So who's going to do play-by-play for Hugo here? On the pickle chips.
How are you feeling?
Sweat off my nose right now. Man, this is really good.
Describe what you're seeing.
It's good, right?
Oh, it's smoky.
It's got.
It's really smoky. Oh, this is good. It's
the
not.
bar
No.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be like
Yeah,
painful.
no.
It's not
This
painful.
is
at
a
all.
hot sauce
It does
episode.
hang around. If
No,
you
yeah,
get it
yeah,
on your
yeah,
lip
it
in like
lingers.
10 minutes, you'll still be like, oh, capsation.
Woo. Yeah. That's the last of it for today.
And now we're back to Hot Sauce Radio.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, getting into the weekend. Should I not want to talk to you right now?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm
You're
good.
right.
So, La Copita happened this weekend.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Copita. So this is our 6th annual youth tournament. We started 2012. It was an indoor tournament with 4 teams. They were U10s, no U9 and 8s or something like that. Really small kids, indoor. At that time, we were actually it was hosted at Golazo's headquarters when it used to be up at the old BMW dealership.
Need a drink?
Please hold.
Hold that thought. And it's grown, and we followed that age bracket each year and grew it to like U10s, U11s, U12s, and this year it was the U14s and 15s. And one of the teams that played in that original first Copita kept attending and was actually playing. So we've seen some of these kids grow
Right.
as we've hosted this tournament. All the barra swag that people have bought over the years, the scarves, the shirts, the bandanas, everything has gone towards this. We rent the fields. This year we held it at Starfire. We were on field 9 and 10, which are the fields right before you go into where the Sounders practice at. So there's that long corridor, and then there's 2 fields on either side, which was a really awesome setup because it was on Saturday. The tournament was ongoing right during the practice of the Sounders.
Oh, nice.
So, and timing just worked out that when we were in between games or half times,
Keep going. We lost
Oh.
the camera, though.
all the players. Oh, hold on. Okay.
Keep going.
All the players started walking through. Raul, Roman Torres, Chad, the coach, Schmetzer was super cool. Give me a cool, moment to say hi. It was just awesome, man. Really good football, too. There were some amazing goals that you're like, wow! Like, 14, 15-year-old kids were going at it, and it was super hot. I mean, this is Saturday. Like, it started at 8 in the morning. We didn't finish till like 3:30. Super hot. The championship game came down to penalties. There was a team that had rested for an hour before the championship game through the winner's bracket, in essence. They were well rested. And then another team that made it to the championship game got to third place last year, but they had just played like 2 games back to back, like in the hottest point of the day, like between 1 and 3. And championship game starts, and right off the bat, they're down 2-0. It looked like they were going to get killed, to be honest. And the whole time, I'm emceeing all the games, trying to catch as many goal calls as possible on both sides. So I'm kind of running between both. Not running a lot, but from one side of the pitch to the other pitch on the other side of the walkway where the Sounders usually go in towards their practice. Gonzalo Pineda came in after the practice, sat down for a little bit, signed some autographs. Raul was signing autographs. I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect because we were right there. But then the championship game, the team came back. They tied it at the last second. Went into a penalty shootout, a close penalty shootout. Player made an amazing stop. I mean, it was just total fun, man. It was total fun. A lot of volunteers. Shout out to Quinn, Dan for doing a lot of the photography that day. Gil, and all the volunteers, and some of the reps too that we were able to hire. Some parents, unbeknownst to us, brought in some food. We that wasn't allowed, so we didn't actually get any food for the event. But some parents brought in. Man, it was good. Yeah. But man, it was just great, man. We gave every single team a swag bag with a shirt, a barra backpack. Is it backpack? A little backpack. Also, the Sounders were awesome. They donated a ton of soccer balls. Each team got a bunch of balls. And they donated also tickets to that game Sunday.
Awesome.
Every team got at least 12 tickets. So it worked out really great, man. It was really cool. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of volunteer hours, months leading up to it. There was a lot of we had a really hard time getting fields. We were trying to go to another field so we can make it a bigger event. But now everything was great, man. And the moment it ends, you're relieved because it's a long day and you're hot. But at the same time, you really, really cherish being able to be a part of it. So it was cool, man. It was cool. I saw you out there reporting, doing your thing.
Yeah, I was covering practice. I stopped by and said hello to everybody. Yeah, it looked like a great event.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Do you have like 90 jobs now?
Yeah, I was in Tacoma earlier today.
Yeah.
I should have stopped by and said hello.
Yeah, I saw you on Swarm, and I was like, oh, he's probably busy.
Yeah,
then
actually,
you
it was
weren't.
not. It was an amazing waste of time, but I won't complain about that here.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So
it looked really fun.
So successful Copita yet again, which is awesome. And I know that's kind of in that on year off year for like Supporters Cup, ECSFC versus TAFC.
Right.
We try and do that together. So next year, hopefully we can lock and load on that and do that. Yeah. And then it's a fun weekend of some soccer, which is great. Leading up to the main event, main course, if you will, we all knew that we would probably die on Sunday afternoon at, what was it, 2? Is that kick?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock kick versus NYCFC coming in, having
like
just played.
Out of them.
Yeah, having just played, Thursday night in
Thursday
Orlando.
night. Oof.
Speaking of Orlando, did anybody watch the Orlando LA Galaxy
I watched
match
like
yesterday?
Oh my God.
If you haven't, just go watch it.
Do it. It's crazy.
It was a little nuts.
Yeah.
And it was actually something where I watched a goal happen, left the room, went into the kitchen to get a drink, and came out, and another goal happened. And you're like, my kitchen is 9 feet away from the television. Like, what did I miss? But anyway, So came into Sunday's match riding a pretty good high, 6 points. Pretty good lineup. Got fielded. I don't know if there were too many surprises. I think there were a couple things. I wasn't sure we'd see Alonso start. The Dempsey thing didn't surprise me.
I would not be surprised with that for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
He didn't start on
He
Wednesday.
He didn't start.
No.
Did he play?
Not on Sunday.
Didn't.
Did he play on Wednesday?
Wednesday
He
did.
he came in.
He did.
Okay.
I'm not sure what time. How long did he? Was he out there?
He
for
did
Wednesday?
because he had that last shot
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
from like 9 million yards
Where he
away.
I want to say maybe
Cold
15,
post.
20 minutes, but I could be off on that.
Yeah, and that's probably what we're going to expect to see moving forward. Did get back to Marshall and Kim on the back line. Nuhu just continues to be baffling. Like, one week you're like, that's the best player ever. But seeing him and Leardom out there, I thought was fantastic. Rolled on, as you touched on a few minutes ago, Mickey, just was everywhere. Lodero's always everywhere. I'm genuinely pleased to see that they've made up for Victor not playing, because that was a fear
Well, yeah.
that not having him in the lineup was going to just make a plunging hole. And
Well, we know
part of
who
it's
comes up with that,
part of
though.
it's Rui Diaz, but
The other part is Harry Ship.
Harry Ship, like, wow, where'd that?
Best game as a sounder.
It's 2015 Harry Ship
Yeah,
coming
but
back.
That was something that was said today on Twitter. I saw someone say, like, this is the ship you remember, and I think they used the words like carving up defenses or whatever,
Yeah.
like the Chicago Montreal Harry Ship. And I mean, forget the goal. Like, there were a couple of moments where that
Oh, yeah.
happened. The goal aside, and by the way, that Bruin pass, I think was actually was it Ladero? Was there
the general
I
area?
think let's say
yeah.
he
was,
but
he
that
saw
was
a couple of options there.
It
He
was
decided to let
so
them have
it was
have
so
Throw it out,
perfect. It was
Players
so
up.
perfect though. Like, right to a player, take your step, shot, score, and he smoked that goal.
Oh yeah.
So all in all, for a game where Sounders didn't really control
Not for the first
much,
Yeah.
but they didn't control possession.
Nope.
For the whole match. They did come back a bit from what it was early on. There was definitely a change after that first water break.
Yeah. That's definitely when the switch got flipped.
You did see it, and I thought it in the stadium. You can't necessarily pay attention quite as well, especially if you're in GA. But when I rewatched it, like, you saw a momentum shift for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I think what they said after the game was that Roldan went up during the water break, basically said he and Lodero needed to switch where they were playing on the field, and that really opened things up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever they said obviously worked because they looked so much better.
Yeah.
After the 30-minute mark.
Well, and it was
And the goal
interesting.
came in right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting, again, watching that ESPN broadcast last night. Was they'd said that Torrent has changed how they play. They play a high line. They have a little bit more press than what they had before. So same personnel, and they've really adjusted it to be a little bit more high line, high press team. And we saw a similar thing last season. In fact, I think it might have been the DC United comeback last year. I thought that the possession in that game was the same deal, where the opponent had just dominated from a percentage standpoint, and it didn't matter. Sounders were able to make their moves in the limited time that they had possession.
Holy
But
shit.
then towards the end of that game, man, every time they took the ball, I was surprised we weren't chanting Olay in the stadium, because they were getting 7, 8, 9 passes, and they're just kind of hanging on to the ball. But pretty complete performance.
I completely agree, man.
There are a couple things here and there, but there was nothing where you were like, oh.
No. I think we
Ozzy
deserved
looked.
the win.
Yeah, Ozzy looked pretty good.
He had early, though. He had 2 pretty bad giveaways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's just the type of player he
For
is
sure.
now.
Well, but again, especially when the team's playing high on you, he's not necessarily able to make, a little bit of a defensive retreat for a moment or whatever it is.
No.
But no, I would agree. Better than the previous couple times he was on the field. You felt pretty good. I'd say about everybody.
Yeah.
Yesterday, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good game. And so now we get to look forward to Minnesota.
So, we were kind of recapping.
Kim running down on that breakaway.
Yeah, you're like, is Kim
That was great.
in the 18?
Oh, he beat him to the ball, so I was like, what are you going to say?
There were a couple things like that, though. The Nuhu ball on the sideline where he kept that down.
That second goal.
I got to tell you, too, Sounders switched field really well yesterday, 3 or 4 times, to the point where I would say that's the thing. You've seen it from Nuhu, but there were a couple that he hit his mark perfectly crossing the field. And, when there's not like one thing that just felt like a deficit, even the goal, you saw that coming. Before they even sent the cross through, that goal for NYCFC was happening.
Yeah.
Like, you just felt it. But there really wasn't anything that, felt glaring.
No, not at all. I think we definitely outplayed them. We were the better team. It just, everything connected. Everything was really well. That second goal by Svensson was really statement making because he just booted it so hard, man. Like, I felt that there was no way he's not gonna make that shot after he kicked it.
Yeah.
He was just, bam! I was telling Jose next to me, like, we're about to score. Oh, he's got the score. Let's go.
Yeah, it was the first time this year that I remember thinking, "Oh, we're gonna do this. We're actually gonna score," and then that happened. Versus, I hope we score.
Yes.
It was this
Yes.
is going to be happening here very soon.
Yeah.
I mean, there were quite a few of those moments.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, we should
More so than normal.
We could have easily scored like 4 or 5.
So, 14 of 18 possible points.
It's a good return.
That
for
seems
sure.
I'll
good
take it.
considering we had
All day.
11
Take it to
for
the
the
bank.
entire season at a point earlier this year. And Adam had flagged prior to the show 7-0-3
Yeah, that was
for the last 2 Julys.
Jeremiah tweeted that yesterday. Sounders are 7-0-3 in the last 2 Julys.
Oh. So I guess we found the must-win games.
Or the start of the season.
Start of the season is July.
Let's just call all the other months July,
Yes,
and then
That
we'll be
works.
better.
that works for me.
So we had Roldan, Svensson, Ship, all like really super solid goals.
Yeah.
And the thing that I didn't see as well live that on TV just looked amazing was Roldan started the play, like had the ball outside the area or at the top of the area, and then just kept his run going and then ended up on the ball to take the shot and score. And like, what just a heads up play overall.
Clutch.
And I would say all 3 of those goals were just heads up plays. Like players just took control. It wasn't an accident that those goals were scored.
Yeah, and it was the team attacking. Like,
Yeah.
I just felt like we were using the momentum well. We were dictating. We were the oppressor. We were the one pushing the theme, the fight. I love when we were up, and then what was that sub where all of a sudden we put in another forward?
We put in Bruin.
Brilliant, right?
And then we went to
And we took
4-4-2.
and we took, who did we take out? It was an attack. Ozzy, wasn't it Ozzy?
Yeah.
Ruin for Ozzy.
Yeah.
We went to 4-4-2.
And I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck yeah, let's go with 2 forwards. Why not? I love that.
But
that
that's
change.
that's what I think you see next year.
I'm down.
Depending on who else stays. That's the type of thing
Or
though,
shows
would not
up.
surprise me. Oh, yeah. What month are we talking about? Beginning of the year, I don't know what we're going to end up with.
No, I mean, you said who stays, but I'm saying also
yeah.
signs comes
Got
to
it.
the
Yeah.
Mm.
Weird.
Yes.
Producer. Okay.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
Put some hurtado on them.
so that happened. So we have Minnesota. Well, there's this All-Star game thing on Wednesday. Again, no Sounders. Sorry.
Sounders, no.
That was
Well
that was pretty
played.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 7 out of 10.
I mean, 6.
6.
6.5. We'll round
That
up.
was a little pitchy.
Little
It would have been
pitchy.
the show title had I
Wow.
thought about it earlier.
So, All-Star game on Wednesday. I can't decide. Did they get Cristiano Ronaldo out of that Bane thing that he was in today when they were testing his fitness? Did you see someone quote tweeted
Yes.
and they were like, "Thing you don't need to do:
Test Ronaldo's fitness.
Yeah.
test
levels.
Cristiano Ronaldo's fitness." And I was like, probably true. Although I'm sure Lloyd's of London or whoever insures players probably is like, you're doing the test. So there's that thing. And the highlight of this is that Darwin Jr., Darwin Quintero, got called in to play in the All-Star game. And he's someone to fear or someone to have to rough up a bit for the Loons. So that's actually great for Sounders. Actually, him getting called in to
because he's gonna be
to
forced
All-Star
to play,
game.
forced to
Even if
play.
he's going to play. Even if he plays 10 minutes, he's
That's-
got to travel.
yeah. Yep.
There's just stuff that has to happen, which is good for Sounders. But Minnesota, rough as they might be on the record eyes,
On the road, especially.
score goals.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts on Saturday's matchup?
Oh, well, I think I've been a champion Quintero basically since he got here. I mean, I think a lot of Sounders fans would have liked to have had him.
I would have loved having him.
Just because he tortured us way back in the day in
Yep.
CCL. And he would have been exactly what we needed as a DP. So at this point, he's just the way he's torturing the league. It's just
Yeah. I mean, it's
he
gonna
could be one moment of magic, and
That's all it takes.
yeah, you lose
Yeah.
1-0 on the road or 2-1 on the road.
Yeah.
So I'd be highly worried about what they do.
I mean, it's gonna be fun though because it is classic. You know, we are a solid defensive team
Yeah.
versus a super good attacker. I like Nuhu's speed to be able to keep up with him, but I am scared. I would hate to leave him without backup for too long, for sure. But it's gonna be fun to watch, man.
What's really nuts about that is a victory for Sounders would, and I don't know exactly when everybody else is playing, would actually push them from 10th to 7th.
Yeah, they could finish 7th this weekend if all the results go the right way.
And somehow
Would
Sounders
we
are
be
only
7th or
5
would we be 8th?
points out of, well, they'd be 8th, I guess, right?
Okay.
Because of the
Tie,
record.
the break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they would be tied with Vancouver on points. But they're only 5 points out of the playoffs as of right this moment.
With the game in hand.
Yeah.
On the 6th
Yeah.
place team at the moment. I think RSL's in 6th.
So interesting.
Yes.
I don't even
It's
know
a miracle.
where to go with that. And they would be, what, 8th? They'd be 8th in the East right now. So who knows at this point? Predictions mean nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is Minnesota's defense is just an absolute dumpster fire. So
For sure.
I would be shocked if this game ends up with less than like 3 goals.
Yeah. And then the great thing is you got a Saturday, evening, what's that, Central Time, game for Sounders, and then a full week. And then they don't play till Sunday the
Yeah.
12th versus FCD.
And
at
that's an
home.
evening game as well, isn't it?
7
Yeah, I think they
p.m.
moved that
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah. But a whole week, of downtime.
Right.
Which it feels like hasn't existed for Sounders for quite some time, either because of things like playing on 4th of July or 3 points in this past week, or 3 matches in this past week.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to have a full week of
Yeah, I think their
some
schedule.
rest.
Yeah, right. Their schedule for until mid-September is pretty much just one game a week.
yeah. And then it's what? So it's FCD, and then Saturday
Galaxy
versus
is
Galaxy,
coming up. Yeah.
and then a week and a day Portland, Labor Day weekend SKC, 2 weeks. I think it's a FIFA.
Oh yeah, the FIFA break. Yeah.
FIFA break, and then it's Vancouver. So between now and September 15th, we have 6 matches.
Yeah. It's a nice schedule.
month and a
Most
half.
of them are at
It's
home.
July.
Month and a half.
Yeah,
Basically.
so we'll take it.
Yeah.
Be nice to step out and make a couple of moves here. So feeling pretty good.
And we're still gonna sign a player.
Knock on wood.
I mean, it's happening.
Definitely knock on the wood. So
Maybe 2, apparently.
Just
Oh my God.
don't
What?
don't knock too hard. You might hurt Tato your hand.
That was good.
No, it wasn't.
No, I know that's why. That's why it was good. Because it was.
So Rego points out that we will actually be in 7th place because of
Yeah,
the
tiebreaker,
goal differential. Vancouver has a -10 and we have -2.
who can keep track of what the tiebreakers are at any given
Rego
time?
sounds like he could.
I've lost track.
Yeah. It's fair play. One of them.
Fair play points.
It is.
Not a thing.
But it is.
Sorry, you didn't make it into the playoffs.
Who got booted for that one? Japan?
Senegal.
No,
Senegal
Senegal.
lost out to Japan.
Yes.
On that.
That's
So
too bad, man, because I
that
love
was-
Senegal's coach. That dude was awesome.
So couple other things to talk about, and Ugo, I want to tap into you on a couple things because we haven't checked in on all the cool stuff you've been working
Oh, yeah,
on
always.
outside of Sounders and soccer. But a pretty notable move for Cascadia land. Fernando Adi was not getting any playing time in Portland, wanted out. News comes out yesterday, sometime in the first half of Sounders. I went up to get some water bottles refilled, look at my phone, and it's Fernando Adi to FC Cincinnati. Also, Fatai Alashe from San Jose to FC Cincinnati. So they're going to rough up some USL
yeah.
teams for a couple of months.
I think they're in first
Like,
place anyway, so this
they-
is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, but they've already announced him basically as their MLS designated player. And I pulled it up. Let me see if I have it still. The Timbers are getting 850,000 plus in MLS Garber bucks of various types
Yep.
and future considerations.
Well, I think that's just a sell-on
That's
fee.
crazy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like almost $1 million from an incoming team. Okay. Like that's cool. I mean, I'm happy to not have to see Adi potentially for the rest of the season. But interesting. You know,
Just the mechanism.
For sure, all the mechanisms.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions on Twitter on it as to how that was even possible.
they just made it up that morning.
Yeah,
I'm not actually kidding.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think what they've done is Cincinnati is now an LLC officially of MLS Corp.
Subsidiary.
MLS
yeah.
Corp.
And yeah, that's essentially what it is. And the USL team is still their own thing, sort of. And so he's essentially been loaned from MLS Corp
To USL.
USL. And apparently that's a thing you can do now.
I've actually seen that happen in my realm of where I work at. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
But
it's like the team that doesn't exist yet loaned you to the team that's going to fold to become the team that didn't
doesn't
exist yet.
exist.
Oh,
Yes.
got it.
There's a Manafort trial tomorrow. Sounds like that.
Oh, that is tomorrow, isn't it?
what trial?
The
Is that tomorrow?
trial.
Oh my God!
They did postpone
Anyway.
it, so we are talking to an actual attorney.
Oh, God. You're not going to ask me about that freaking
So
trial.
we're not.
There's
We're not.
this
We're gonna.
Please, no.
We're gonna step back in. So, couple of cool things. Mickey, you've got big news.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a official contributor for The Athletic, the same organization that employs our friend Matt Pence, friend of the show. I'll be doing stories for them for the foreseeable future, so that'll be pretty cool.
So are you moving everything from...
Oh, no. This is basic. It's freelance, essentially.
Okay.
He's basically
you haven't been purchased.
hitman for hire.
You didn't sell out.
He's a hitman for hire.
I still got my own. I'm still
So
still
are you
a
on
loaner.
are you on loan?
Yes, I've loaned myself to
An entity
The
was
Athletic.
created to the Athletic.
Because it's
awesome, man.
Yeah, it's not full time
Congrats.
or anything like that, and I have my other job, so it's basically stuff I can do on the side. Keep doing my writing for my site, and then there's certain topics that they want me to write about, and so I'll just move those over to The Athletic. But most of my other stuff, like kind of the day-to-day legal shenanigans that are going on, will still be stuff I'm just writing about.
So
Nice.
we can look forward to like Matt Pence quoting you.
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is so
No, that's
cool.
actually super fun.
It is, dude.
Right
I'm
before
excited.
the show, we
Hook me up with
postponed-
a code.
Oh yeah, all right.
Can I get a 60% or 70%?
Yeah.
Discount?
Oh.
Doing the, what's it called, challenge?
Oh yeah. What is it called? It's escaping.
In My
me.
Feelings challenge.
No, where Nuhu just
You dance
posted...
next to the car.
You dance
That's In
while
My
it's
Feelings
moving?
challenge.
No, there was another name for it. Did you see
I'm
the
pretty
woman?
sure it's In My
I
Feelings
think
challenge.
it's called reckless endangerment.
It's in my feelings challenge, but it's
I've seen it with another name.
Kiki
but
challenge.
that-
That's it.
Yeah.
Did you see the did you
lady
see the woman who
who
dropped
dropped
her purse
And then
they
the
stole it? and drove
Jackass is
away?
on the scooter?
Color me
The
not at all
cow.
surprised.
The cow was pretty good. The dog on the scooter.
the guy riding the horse on next to his
Will Smith on the bridge. That was pretty
Did you
legit.
see that somebody was like, guys, it doesn't matter what's on it. Will Smith has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
I must watch everything that goes
Yeah.
on there. And you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay. Speaking of that challenge, between that and the fact that I saw no less than 30 people doing Fortnite dances in CenturyLink Field yesterday, just randomly.
I don't even...
What?
Yeah.
Was it the whole?
What is a
like-
Fortnite dance?
I mean, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a Fortnite dance? I mean, I could Google it, but I'm on a show
So you know
right
the
now.
game Fortnite.
I have heard of the game
When
Fortnite.
you win, or I believe it's only when you win, but maybe also when you do some crazy move.
Oh, it's like fanfare.
You do like a celebration dance, and they have
And-
different ones.
Okay,
the
so-
characters have different
Got
dances.
it.
So like a lot of the EPL players, one of the what's his name from? What's that one EPL player? He's the one that started it.
Has done it at least once. Yeah.
Yo, no, he's the one that really put it on the map, I think. But anyhow, they celebrate, use that as a celebration for goals. So
So that was a thing.
yeah, it's a thing.
And speaking of that,
I mean, I'm sure I've seen it.
the
I just don't
backpack-
know.
Hunch Punch has just informed us. The dance is called the backpack. You've seen it, and it is totally true. You've seen it.
But I
But
don't know what it is.
Doesn't matter. Google it. I'll Google it.
Again, we'll get to this in a
ask
little while.
your
My
daughters.
computer will die.
Ask your daughters; they will probably
They
know.
will know. Oh,
They'll
yeah.
probably
They will know
do it
because
for you.
there's middle school and
Oh, I'm
elementary
sure they
school girls with instructional videos. Not that I've seen them. I'm just saying.
Right.
So I'm gonna play this for you while you're sitting here.
Okay.
There's
So
an ad that
Teaching
was-
Weigel how to
while
Fortnite
I'm
dance.
watching this will be a good. Feels like a good segue. I'm going to take my headphones off, so yell at me if you can't hear me. The reason I can't play this is because my computer sucks. But fortunately, because of the generosity of 87 people plus, I will be having.
This is the fresh dance.
I was going to say that looks like.
That's Carlton.
Anyways, I'm getting
Yeah.
So
The electro
Sorry, this is
shuffle.
distracting.
The electro shuffle.
Do you want me to pause this and then we can come back?
That-
Here.
that one I've seen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from that game. Okay.
It's like you're flossing with a towel.
You
Okay.
gonna go do this at home when
Dude, you know
No,
you're
I've
hella
seen
old
that other one.
This
when
is-
you gotta look at videos to like figure shit out like
That's
that.
funny.
I don't know.
Like,
LOL.
I couldn't do that. Like
Okay.
I
So,
literally could
okay.
not do the whole floss one, and it seems like it's the most simple, basic shit
Anyway,
ever.
so keep talking.
I'm
I'm not doing that.
You all know that I have recently been having some major computer issues. We've lost the show a couple of times, and some of those are due to copyright. Some are due to my laptop not being great.
Copyright
The
infringement.
reason
Dang it.
we had one of the things that happened on Thursday night at the S2
sixth
game
grade?
is I'm supposed to pre-record the open with a bumper that USL requires us to play all and then export, and literally I can't do that until like 10, 15 minutes before kickoff for various reasons. Somebody's passing notes.
There's a box that says yes and a
Entered
box
the
that
sixth
says
grade
no.
portion of the show.
Now I know I'm all up in the juiciness.
So anyway, my computer crashed, so we were unable to play that opening that we had pre-recorded and everything like that. And it has continued just over and over and over. That has been happening. At the suggestion of some really good friends, Emily and Sarah, I put together a GoFundMe last Wednesday, I think it was, to help get a new laptop because I do this show, I do Sounder at Heart stuff, I do the Zakawani games every year for free, like a whole bunch of different types of things. In 2 days or so, all of the money came in. 87 different people donated. I had some
Brian Schmetzer.
Brian Schmetzer donated. I was literally pulling into school or my shop, my work at the school I work at when I saw the notification, the push notification pop up, and I'm glad I was because I had pulled into a parking lot, and as soon as I saw that, just literally started bawling. Like, oh, I know that people appreciate me, but seeing so many people appreciate me to the point that it even got to coach was just amazing. And then coming home, and then I went away Thursday night, went camping, went into the woods. I was up at Mount Rainier, Tahoma, no network connectivity at all, so I couldn't check it until I got home on Sunday afternoon. And as soon as we got into network connectivity, I just got all these notifications that were just sort of and reached the goal. There were almost everybody I know. There were a handful of people I don't have any idea who they were. Somehow, I think Steve Zakawani pushed it out a little bit. So thank you, everybody. I ordered the laptop today. It'll be. I'm actually having it shipped to my parents' house, who live in a state that doesn't have taxes, and I can drive to. So I'm gonna have it here in a couple of weeks. Next week, I'll probably still have this crummy thing, but in a couple of weeks, we'll hopefully be on a better laptop, and that means we'll be able to do more things. Hopefully, with the production level of this show and others. So, anyways, thank you, everybody. Seriously, thank you.
For real.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can we take like phone calls
it's-
from people and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darren.
Seriously,
Yeah.
claps for everybody out there because that was like very big things.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool.
It
and,
was.
Like, I'm never shocked anymore by people's like generosity and
Yeah.
like time and attitude and let alone money.
Yeah.
But I think that's
I was shocked by the
it's
speed.
testament to you, to be honest, and
Thank you.
people's perspective, and like it wasn't just you going, I need to fund my personal business. It was like,
Yeah.
this is stuff that I provide. I'd love some help. What is this worth? And people have shown you
People.
what it's worth.
Yeah.
So
And almost everybody of the 87 of the people that I know, almost everybody is in the Sounders soccer community. There were 2 or 3 that aren't. And that was huge. That was huge to me as well.
Yeah.
The fact that it was all Sounders community that pitched together and did this.
You're one of us, man.
The one thing though that I will, I need to push back a little bit on is, I raised more money than we've raised money for Children's Hospital at YachtCon. So I'd like to challenge everybody next year at next year's YachtCon. Like, we can do more.
I think that's
for those
probably
charities.
a good challenge that
Yeah.
people would take on.
Yeah. So
So
I'll keep that in mind, and you guys, y'all keep it in mind too. But next year at YachtCon, when we were raising money for Seattle Children's,
if people
dig
just
deep.
keep donating money, will you do all the Fortnite dances?
Or that sounds like a good reason to
Yes.
keep him from doing
Yes.
that.
Maybe what we could do. Maybe what we
If
can
we
do is
pay
add
more money, then you don't do the Fortnite.
Yeah.
We can add a donor's request to YachtCon, and if
Or you
X
can
number
just
of dollars
increase the
comes
ticket
in,
by
we'll have
$5
Jeremiah
and
do a
take that
dance
$5.
live on stage.
So what you're saying is,
Or
and
lick
someone should
it.
post this on Twitter,
Yeah.
that you're suggesting that the Sounder at Heart No Saudietis crew
do the
would do
Fortnite
Fortnite
dances.
dances for money.
I can tell you that they will.
As a lawyer, I can tell you that is a legally binding contract.
Yeah. There we
for-
go.
On their
It's
behalf.
done.
Good,
Yeah,
there we
now,
go.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Amazing.
Okay.
So from here, we should go to your favorite segment.
Just a second.
He's like, I wasn't ready for this.
There we go. All right. So actually, we're going to start with Mickey's
Mickey.
tweet and
Which
his
at first
tacos.
got judgy.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was originally a little
The
judgy
internet
on that.
was judgy.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah, because Mickey, can you
Dude,
describe what
usually,
kind of tacos you have?
let me tell you
It's just
some.
bean and rice.
Those
It's
are
one
the
of
tacos that like 4-year-olds and less usually
Yes.
get.
It is true.
So-
However, in
Why
my
did you
defense,
why did you get beans and rice?
that was basically the only option I could get, and I had to talk them into letting me get that option because
That is shameful.
yes, the fine print of the promotion says you can get pollo,
Chicken, Up a store.
and what's the other third one?
You can get
maybe?
you
Yeah, I
can
think
get
it's like
beef,
carnitas.
chicken, or one of the two porks.
Yeah, those are the only ones you can get. I went up to them and asked them if I could just do beans and rice, which would be a cheaper,
Of course.
yeah,
Right.
That's less cost to them, and they're like, well, I don't know. It's not really part of the promotion, but I'll let it
I guess
happen.
we'll-
They don't have a
We'll
veggie
lose less
option?
money.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
just-
have a veggie
I don't
option.
Understand?
Mexican
That's-
cuisine's not very veggie friendly.
That is yes. I can.
I'll be the first one to put that out there. Keep in mind that most of the food usually got cooked with lard.
Oh yeah, I get that,
And
but
they just is not.
But
yeah.
by the way, in Puerto Vallarta at Pepe's Tacos, the cebollas with a little bit of like balsamic, they run out of that by like 11:30.
are those potato tacos that you were talking about last week? Are those veggie?
Yes.
See, there's an option.
There
I
is.
know
Yeah.
it's not on the
Yeah.
the thing, but
I mean, they had fish tacos too, but I was pretty sure they weren't going to let me get those ones. So I was just trying to get the least
Whatever,
costly
yeah.
option.
But you
So
got your free tacos.
I did get my
that's
free
fantastic.
tacos,
I actually
so
went
that's
today
very
to get
solid.
my free tacos, and I walk up and I was by myself, so I didn't even. I was just going to get the 3 tacos because I with one ticket, and the lady didn't know how to ring them up, so she called over. It happened to be the manager, and he was like, "How many tickets do you got?" I was like, 2. It's like, "Give him 6." Like, okay.
Everyone, you definitely should play the lottery this week, and
Faux
B,
show.
we should all just follow you around.
That was
Yeah.
for about 5 days.
6
Where's
tacos.
Adam going to lunch? Go there.
6 tacos and a laptop.
I will say
That's actually the first time I'd been there because
Yeah.
I just never
Right, 'cause
tested the promotion. So
They do
thanks
have
to
a-
Bookworm for dragging me
Right.
out there.
Yeah, they do have good. And I will say, I mean, not Mexican food is not only for meat eaters. There's a lot of great dishes now. Just for this particular promo, it didn't include it.
Yeah.
But they do have potato tacos. I actually had an amazing taco down in Bend. It was a Oaxacan cheese and green chile taco. It was at a place called Sancho's, which is I was kind of suspect because it was a couple of like surfer dudes. So I was like, not sure, but my coworker said just give him a shot, and I was glad I gave him a shot. It was a probably one of the best
Yeah.
cheese tacos I've ever had.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Tom's got to take off in like 3 minutes. Before you go, you wanted to talk with Hugo about?
Yeah, I definitely just kind of want to check in with you on big things you've been doing in the community and kind of get everybody an update on what's happening either in Purian or...
Well, probably the biggest thing that's happened is our mayor had an attack on him. There
Right.
was a hate. What's it called again? Is it a hate?
Hate crime?
Hate crime.
crime.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
There was a hate crime against him where somebody at a block party, a street festival, came from behind. This was an individual that had already kind of trolled him and harassed him at other public events for his support of Sanctuary City Ordinance. And this time, this person escalated it to physical violence, in essence, coming from behind, putting him in a neck hold, choke hold, whispering him in his ears that we're not going to let you illegals take over our town, throwing him to the ground, spin on him. And yeah, this is the mayor of the town, right? And this
the
is
guy knew he was the mayor.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
And not that it's better if it's some random citizen, but
No.
like this is in 10 times
Yes.
10.
Right. Like if it's happening to the mayor, you can only imagine what's happening to folks that
That's the
that
thing.
are scared to call police because they don't want to get deported, that don't have that kind of notoriety, like like the RV. I hate going back to that damn RV, but
But
you know,
that might be like tipping point's the wrong word, but a moment
Totally.
that all of us will probably remember when we felt like that things shifted.
it totally did for me, and that's the thing, right? It's more and more and more of these happening. It's just becoming so prevalent. So that's definitely one of the bigger things. Luckily, the person
Turned himself in, right?
Turned himself
Yeah.
in. It looks like they may be pursuing it as a hate crime. I'm not fully sure yet. So that's good. Aside from that, it's just a lot of reading and education. I'm learning a lot about infrastructure, policies, zoning, things that may not sound as fun and sexy but are super critical to understanding how.
You can hang out with Mickey.
Yeah, right. You
Pretty
teach
much,
me about
man.
that. I'll hit you up with the lawyer stuff.
Please, man. Yeah.
If Burion's anywhere near set up like Tacoma was, infrastructure and zoning and all of that is very tied to race and all of. I mean, like it's all part and parcel.
Totally. It's just in a much smaller scale, right?
Yeah.
Its appearance is 50,000 people, but right now I'm on a committee that's looking to invest into a big investment. It's a multi-million-dollar. I can't talk a lot of detail, but it's basically a development, community development, economic development transaction that's going to hopefully bring in more revenues to the city, because the city actually has a very small budget. It's always run really tight. So I'm learning a lot about this particular real estate investment right in the downtown area, about RFP proposals, and just following a lot of everything that's going on, because it's kind of like so much stuff, right? You follow up city council stuff, planning, economic development, on top of what I do every day at work, which is somewhat related in essence, because I finance, or our organization finances deals. I manage a lot of the deals, or the commercial loans that are already booked, and I'm also now tasked with doing outreach and finding more economic development opportunities to fund, especially in communities that have lack of access to capital. So I'm just super busy in a good way,
Yeah.
right? I feel like I'm really learning a lot. Like right now, I'm in the prime of my
Political career.
not political career of my career.
He's
period.
in the infantry of his political career.
No, I'm just
We'll
learning
take
a
that.
lot, man.
Yeah, it's-
like it's when you kind of take your in your 20s and you're trying to like establish yourself in your career.
Yeah.
But once you hit your 30s, it's like, all right, this is what what I'll hopefully be able to leave as a legacy for what I'm doing with my career, my work. So
Right.
a lot of work.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Good
So
Very-
you'll
reminder.
keep
Yeah.
seeing Buren Represent hashtags, Buren City Council hashtags, Buren hashtags nonstop.
So I'm going to escape.
You're gonna
I
exit.
hate to escape.
No,
on
man.
that,
No.
But that is great. Good job. Good job on y'all.
See y'all.
Working on stuff with Adam and the community, and I think
Yes.
Doggy dog, what up?
we're looking for
What up? Ah,
things
let's
with-
hear.
Ouch.
with the land of soccer moving forward.
Let's
So I'm
go.
gonna
Oh
exit
my
stage.
God.
Stage.
I'm gonna turn your microphone off.
Yeah, we got a special guest. Love it, man. Oh my God, your little one's so cute.
honor and a privilege.
Why don't you
as always.
tell everybody who just came in?
Yes, Dougie Fresh in the house. Come on over, man. Come on over, bud.
Oh yeah, we can set
We
it
have
down
a
here.
seat. We have a seat. What's up? Yeah, dude. Oh my God, Val, your baby looks so cute. What's up, father? What's up, buddy? Yeah, how's it feel to be a dad? Dad?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Yeah,
Working.
I bet.
Crazy working.
Yeah, introduce yourself, man. Please do.
Well, hello. My name is Doug Black.
Yes. Any Twitter or Instagram feeds that you're on?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
Right.
Fatherhood keeps you busy.
Yeah, very, very busy. Yeah.
Love it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Friend of the show, longtime friend. His beautiful wife and child are here. First time I get to see him in person. Been following you on social a little bit. Not stalking, just you're my friend. You're my friend.
Don't lie.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful child. He's not super cute.
He's pretty damn adorable.
Yeah, for sure. Woo! What do you think of this last Sounders game, man?
I actually was working Capitol Hill block party security on the weekends now. So
Oh.
I was working the block party, so I didn't get to watch the
I'm waving
game
at a
all.
little baby, by the way.
But
So.
I like seeing the score. Pop across my phone. I was like, what? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
So-
Love it, man.
To that, we were actually just in the middle of our SonarFeed reads tweets. 9 points in 8 days was our next one. 9
Nice.
points in 8 days. That's fantastic.
That's not shabby at all.
No,
No, not at all.
no, that was good. So then Maxie had one, and this will be interesting to hear from you. Maxie Rodriguez wants to know, what's your worst soccer opinion that you'll fight to... Sorry, sport... Oh, he said soccer opinion that you'll fight to the death for.
Where's that tweet? I don't see the tweet.
It should be showing up on your stream. There you go.
Let me refresh.
What is your worst soccer opinion that you'll fight to the death for?
I'll let Mickey go first.
That is worst soccer opinion. Well, all my takes are so excellent. I mean, that's just so tough to. I don't know.
I'll go first.
Yes,
Mine,
please.
I think soccer is 90% luck.
That's-
I think there's skill that's definitely involved,
Crazy.
but most of the time it's like
And you're gonna fight
that
us to
shot
death
was
on
lucky.
that?
You look at Clint's shot down in San Jose,
yeah.
right? And he missed that. It was a wide open net. That was just bad luck. He didn't kick it bad. It was bad luck. He stepped wrong. Something was on the field. It was bad luck.
Blade of grass.
Blade of grass, yeah. It's
Mine-
chaos effect.
I'm gonna stick with it right now is because it's relevant to the Mexican national team, and Maxie would appreciate actually because he's also El Tree fan. Osorio should not have not fired because he didn't agree to a contract, but Osorio should have been kept. He is the greatest coach of the Mexican national team.
Wow.
Yes, I'm sticking with that story.
I mean,
Yes,
it is
greatest coach of the Mexican
It
national
is-
team.
the worst soccer opinion.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that, for sure.
Okay.
Like they're gonna be like, "What? He's the greatest. He couldn't get us to the fifth game," and I'm gonna be like, "Nobody's ever gotten us to the fifth game." But a lot
Anything
of
you're
people,
going to bring in, by the way?
yeah, as long as it's not Jurgen, I don't care. But if the U.S. national team signs him, it would be a great coup, man, because that dude is brilliant. He got a lot of flack in Mexico. Keep in mind, in Mexico, he gets more flack than the Mexican president. He gets criticized more than him. And he would get a lot of criticism because he would rotate players a ton. Like, he's always tinkering with rotation players. Always, always, always. And that frustrated the country more than anything. But Chicharito has said that's the greatest coach that he's ever played for. A ton of players have said the same. He is tactically the only person that cannot coach him is himself, basically.
Well, if you like the tinkering, then Jurgen would be perfect for you.
No, I'll pass on Jurgen forever. So yeah, that's mine for sure.
You're still going to have to pass on
Yeah.
that. Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
All
I
right.
think I got one.
So,
for that.
so the last tweet, and then I want to check in with Mickey, is from my hometown. Apparently, the metro parks they're making a giant chutes and ladder like stairs up a hill with
saw that.
slides coming down. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. It's down at Point
Are
Defiance.
those going to be with water?
No. It's just stairs up the top and then slides down. There's a giant boardwalk that's going to go from Point Defiance down to Ruston Way waterfront.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of connecting like the
A
whole.
lot of infrastructure being
It's
put
a
in.
lot. Yeah.
I bet you the Planning Commission did a lot of work for them down there in Tacoma. Sorry. Plug planning commissions.
You're angling for a shoots and ladder in Burien right now.
That would be cool.
All right, so Mickey, any breaking news? There was a
no.
moment early before the show.
man.
I was
where we're
hoping
kinda
to
delayed.
get a little something. The reason I was furiously typing is Don Garber did an interview with ESPN where he talked about the Save the Crew thing, and apparently there has been some change in attitude based on the fact that MLS keeps losing all their motions in the lawsuit. So it sounds like there's a vote. Actually, this is somewhat interesting. There's a vote for the stadium to get approved in Austin next Wednesday. There is a hearing Monday, so there's a hearing on Wednesday to kind of discuss the proposal. So if those two things go well for Austin, then they're going to get the stadium approved next Wednesday, which means that MLS could likely announce that the Crew are moving to Austin next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which means that the city of Austin will probably file an injunction to prevent the move next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which means that things are going to blow up in a massive way. But
Blow up for who?
everybody, because if they get the injunction, that means that MLS can't move. They can't move the Crew. They could defy the injunction, but that means
Penalized.
yeah, they get penalized with fines that could escalate, start like $1,000 a day and double each day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and just keep going and
After a
going.
month, after a couple months, you're looking at big money.
Yeah, like $100,000 to $1 million a day eventually.
crap.
Or if you defy an injunction, you can be put in jail. That is a remedy to.
Please tell me
yes.
you're trying to put Don Garber in
Yeah,
jail.
that is a potential remedy of being found in contempt of court. Obviously, that's low on the.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see, but I don't think that would happen. But it is something that
Is
can
there
happen.
something that somebody could settle? Because I hear people
Yeah. So that was the other interesting thing, because in the interview, Garber said that basically they are working to see if they can keep the Crew in Columbus, whether that would be
a USL next team.
or an expansion team.
Right.
Like they let the Crew move down, or kind of with the Sonics. What happened with the Sonics?
Right.
They keep all the names and
History,
stuff in history
right.
here,
Keep the name
but the
rights.
team moves, and then an expansion team comes in X amount of years. So based on what Garber had to say, it sounds like there's been a bit of a change of heart as far as the negotiations go, because they've been losing all of their emotions, and so they probably are realizing that they may not
Win in court.
Yeah, they may not win in court, and
So now
that's
they're gonna have to
obviously a lot-
settle.
yeah.
Good
So they may have to
fuckers.
settle. Although I don't
I'm still
particularly
bitter about
trust
losing the
anything that
Sonics.
Garber says ever, so this could be lip service,
I gotcha.
and I'm still a bit skeptical. So we'll see. But
What if the city of Austin is not called Austin anymore?
I
You
saw
see
that today.
Saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the city's, I can't remember what department, it wasn't the planning commission. It was a different department recommended to the city to change its name and a bunch of streets because of history, basically ties to slavery.
Major slave owner.
Oh, right.
Austin,
Basically Austin.
the city was named after somebody named Austin, last name.
Oh,
and
right.
he was a huge slave owner. Like,
yeah, I did read something about that. I haven't followed up on that. I've been following the other stuff. So the thing that makes me think that they may end up settling, as I keep going away from the mic. The thing that makes me think they may end up settling is that the local potential owners in Austin or in Columbus who are trying to save the
it.
team, they seem to think that the tide is turning. Like MLS is being more cooperative, maybe negotiating in good faith. Again, this is just stuff I'm reading tonight, so I haven't had a chance to really dig in. But if that's the case, then maybe things are moving in a more positive direction to keep the team there. But it really is all dependent on what happens next week with the vote, because if they pass that vote, then all hell could break loose.
Right.
And I think they will. I think they're going to
I hope
approve
so.
the vote. They're going
That'd
to
be
approve the
awesome.
vote. to move the team.
Oh, or how does Eileen? What's Eileen's motto in the World Cup?
Team Chaos.
Team Chaos.
That would be a chaosy. That'd be a chaosy move.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. All right. Actually, sort of related to both that. The person who I guess retweeted the Austin renaming thing in my timeline responded saying, "I'm acutely aware of how great this would be because I'm also from Columbus." So
That's great, dude. It's so awesome.
I thought that was pretty appropriate. Anyway, so yeah,
Predictions?
Yeah.
we're gonna win. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
We're going to have another 3 points because we want that 13% chance of the shield. It's going to happen.
You're
Just have to
that's
win
your
out.
most unpopular soccer opinion right there. As Sounders going to win the shield. I'm going to predict a high-scoring game. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go 4-2 to the Sounders.
Nice.
Because like I said, Minnesota's defense is terrible, but I think Quintero probably scores because he's really good.
He's amazing.
You go?
I'm gonna go on that same, but I'm gonna add 4-3. Try to replicate what Orlando and Galaxy did.
But it's not going to be 3-0 and then 4-3. We're not going to do that again.
Yeah, let's
That
prefer
once
that not
was
happen.
enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Doug?
Who are we playing this week?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
At Minnesota.
At Minnesota, Saturday, 5 p.m.
I feel 2-0 coming on. 2-0 win Sounders.
Sounders?
Yeah.
I like that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
3 points. 3 points. All right.
Ooh, can I add another hot take on,
Do it!
on soccer? I will fight till the end.
Yes.
Dos a Cero is the stupidest ever thing in the history of fucking soccer. That shit's so stupid. I'll play it out. It's lame. I'll fight that to the end.
And on that note, say goodnight, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Peace.
Yo. Woo. I'm glad I got to throw